Hi there, and welcome back to the History of Fleetwood Mac. I'm Anita. Today we're going to continue Volume 17, Episode 15 of my Fleetwood Mac and Stevie Nicks scrapbooks. And I think I'm going to wrap up probably a pretty quick video of my 4 nights at the Caesars Palace Stevie Nicks shows in 2005, from May 10th through the 14th, the night of the 10th and the 11th, off the 12th, and the 13th and 14th of May. And as I had mentioned, if you've seen the other videos preceding this, and I did not mean for this to go on for 4 videos, although it was 4 nights, so it kind of makes sense. All the pictures that I'm showing you are kind of a hodgepodge of pictures that I took from all 4 nights. It was really hard for me to kind of pick out what was from night 1, night 2, night 3, night 4, etc. So I just kind of put them all together and just what I thought was the best of the, each song or performance or something from that night. And, each night where you can kind of see that maybe all these pictures she's singing Age 17, or all these she's doing Beauty and the Beast, etc., that I thought was really nice. So I pretty much told the story and everything like that. There's some other little shenanigans and stuff like that. I do remember the last thing that I thought was funny, but it's not written down anywhere, probably because it's a mite embarrassing, is, we had a couple drinks, I don't even know which night it was. And a couple of my friends and I were just literally just wandering around Vegas in the Caesars Palace, and not knowing just messing around. And all I know is that somehow we ended up in a back stairwell, like not the elevators, because you could only go up to certain floors or something like that, right? And we ended up like in the stairwell, and like we're not trying to get in trouble, we're not trying to find Stevie Nicks' place or anything like that. But all I know is that I turn around and I look up in the landing in one of the back stairwell areas, and there's like tons of cameras, and I freeze. And I mean, the light is like super bright because it's the stairwell. It's like the emergency stairwell. And I'm like, get me the hell out of here. So the next door that we're able to go out of, I think, is a suite section, like, the high suites. Not saying that's where Stevie is, not thinking that that's where, but we were like, and we all were like, this is not, no, this is not our agenda. This is not, it's kind of cool, kind of, but like, no. And it's probably like, I don't know, 4 or 5 in the morning, just like something ridiculous, right? And we're taking some pictures because we know it's a super sweet part of the hotel, but, like I said, there were no indications or anything like, there's like 2 or 3 towers or something like that where I think the celebs can stay, but, it could be any room. I mean, that place has got probably 1,200 rooms. So like I said, we're just in an area that probably we shouldn't be, but when you get back to the elevator, you could go back down, but you couldn't get up. And so we got out, and I thought, oh, we'll just go out this way. And like I said, we're in the back area. That was funny as hell, but we were just like frozen rabbits, just like, this is so cool, but like, no, we need to get the hell out of here. So that was kind of funny. Again, another combo. This is just a nice flyer from the night of the show. And some of these pictures, I think this is towards the opening. I don't know. I thought that, it's not the greatest shot, but it's a pretty one of the girls. I had to change the color on this one to get this one to come out, so that's why it kind of has that yellow tone. I think she's singing If Anyone Falls, but that's just me. Not here. This is different, but this was in the magazine for all the dates and such, which is kind of cool. Now, this is what I was commenting on about the blue lamp pictures. These were really cool pictures. Like I said, they're not the greatest, clearest pictures, but that is so cool looking. Tell me that's cool looking. Tell me that's cool looking. So Jane in the background on the monitor singing with her. And again, I wish that were clearer because, and then Stevie. And then it's this one right here. You can hardly tell because, again, it came out so dark, but Waddy is here and then Stevie's on the monitor. But, it's like I said, it's like they're in the blue lamp thing here. And this one as well. So here she is with the monitor. I just dig how they're kind of superimposed like this. I really like this one of Jana and Stevie. This is another one I kind of had to mess with the color to get it out right. This one, again, some of these prints came out so dark, and on the original thing you can see Waddy much clearer, crystal clear, and even if I took it out, you can scarcely make out his face right there, which is a damn shame. You see his guitar, but yeah. but they're still cool. I thought those were still really neat pictures. So yeah, so that was that one. Now let's see here. I'm trying to go in a certain order. This, I think, again, is kind of a montage. Oh no, this is definitely If Anyone Falls. I apologize. That's right, because I was able to catch some of the background a little bit. I think this one and this one. So again, it's far away, but you can kind of see Stevie here. So it's kind of the whole stage, but you can catch some of the ballet parts of the video. I just thought that was kind of a cool look. This was a nice shot. I think this is when she first comes out. That one didn't come out so good. More, you can kind of see a little bit, see the crotch. Did not mean for it to capture that, but you know, when I took it, I'm like, oh, that's nice. And then I was cutting it to put in the scrapbook, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool looking. Let me see if this shows any better like this here. Again, kind of far away, but a cool look. Like, I'm going to think that that's the first night where I had like 7th row or something like that. And that's a great picture. That came out kind of blurry, but I just love the energy and the finger pointing on this. I really like that picture. And then the last page and one of my other ticket stubs from the last night. So that kind of wraps it up perfectly, because this is the combination of the Beauty and the Beast shots, and then, you know, what ones I could. Again, this one came out really dark, and I was so bummed because it's one of my favorite pictures. But I don't know if you can see from the background. You can kind of. It's kind of cool looking. The Beauty, the Beast in the background. It's kind of creepy looking, but it's freaking beautiful. I love this picture. I was thinking about blowing this one up to an 8x10, but the quality of it is a good picture, but it's just dark. I need to take it somewhere to have like a better, you know, because it's digital. So I don't know what better I can make of it, or, you know, maybe it could be highlighted in such a way. And then the other good picture was this one of Josette Day. I was kind of thinking I had shown those Beauty and the Beast pictures, those, you know, from the movie, and it would have been kind of cool to have done a collage with those pictures, you know, use them as a background and put the ones of Stevie singing. But I was getting rid of those. So, and after I'd made that video, and I still haven't gotten rid of them, but I was like, oh, should I do that? And I'm like, no, I need to get rid of those pictures. Too much stuff. This one's really nice. This one and this one are my favorite, as far as this one is beautiful. Just the scene, you know, just she's just in mid-song, and she's just in that tortured, you know, that beautiful. I was reading a email or a Facebook thing today, and Neil Preston, who's, you know, I brought up several times, mentioned that he hates the word capture from a photographer. I'm no photographer, so when I say capture, I just mean I'm a novice. I don't know jack squat. I see Stevie enough in concert that I kind of know when she's going to do a kind of certain thing, or maybe strike a pose or do something, because I think she really plays into her audience more than people give her credit for. A, I think she knows that people are taking pictures, and B, Stevie Nicks will always pause for kind of the dramatic effect of her songs. Well, when he said that, I kind of felt bad, and I was kind of thinking to myself, you know, I've sung his praises high and, you know, high as hell in the past, but I thought, God, did I ever say that word capture? Because I guess in his opinion, he feels that, you know, again, that's a novice kind of thing. Like there's no skill or investment or talent put into it. And I disagree. I mean, you know, I'm not, you know, didn't correct him or be like, whatever. But then I just kind of felt bad that, you know, I can see where a photographer would think like that. But when I say something, when I say capture, if I were to say that word. And now I have to go back. I'm paranoid to go back through my videos and say how many times I said it. This for me would be good because, I did just catch her at the right moment. But I'm no photographer, but that was a great capture because I just captured the moment where she's just going like that and I got it. I didn't get right before where she's got her hand here. I didn't get it when her hand is gone. I got it right at the moment. But I thought that was kind of funny that, in the time I was going to be making these videos, I saw that post by him. But as a photographer, I can totally get it. It was just so funny that he brought that up. I just never thought about that. I never thought about maybe how somebody can see it as a derogatory. I don't think he took it that way, but for lack of a better word, a derogatory term, just, that again, there wasn't talent and such like that in artistry. And I think also when I say, and I posted this on his page, whether he got, doesn't matter if he got it or not. But if I do say captured by a photographer such as, Abel Armas or his brother or Herbert Worthington or Neil Preston or anybody, it's through their lens because I've talked many a time about how I believe that every artist, every photographer that I've talked about, and again, in all these photos that I have and sung all their praises, they each have such a vision, such a different, so it's something that only they can capture through their lens. So Dean Carr, he's got a very specific tone and a kind of I don't want to say fuzziness, but there's just kind of a lightness to his picture, but they're sharp images. And again, that's from a video. I understand that. And then Herbert Worthington in his studio, there's no questioning that it's Herbert Worthington's work. When you see it, you just know. So I don't really know what that stamp is on it. But when you see Neil Preston's work and stuff like that, I mean, I'm certainly familiar with his work. You've seen I have a lot of his stuff, but I think he has his own thing, and his are clean, if that makes any sense. They're clean lines, and they're just the perfect tone, the perfect gosh, again, I don't know terms or something like that, but just yeah. Anyway, sorry. I just thought that was kind of funny, and but I look at this and I'm like, me personally, I would call that a capture because I got lucky. I don't have talent. I don't have anything like that, so I got lucky. So I just thought that was worth bringing up and kind of funny because that just happened like the other day, and I'm like, he's kind of got a point. The last one is again the bows, and I will tell you this. First of all, I will show you from afar, and then I didn't block this because I can't really see if I can do this or not. Of course, I don't have anything here, and I don't want to stop the video to do this all over again. So let's see if I can do this real quick here. Sorry. With my luck, I'll be unable to. Let's see if I can do it. Aha! Maybe just. Okay. So the reason I'm doing that is because, and I already held it up, but it's so funny. But if you notice, somebody had taken this and they'd sent it to my friend, who then said, please don't share this, but this was many moons ago. And the coolness of it is, here are the girls and Carlos at the show, and then who is here? Look at that look of complete freaking joy. I love this picture. I don't care how tiny it is, but I am just absolutely in my element. This is a fan right here. And I'm not like blowing smoke up my own butt or anything like that, but that, no, I didn't know anybody was taking that picture. And there I am, just completely captivated in the moment and just happy. And I do that. I tend to hold my hands like that a lot when I'm at a show. It's just a thing. My mouth is kind of open. I love this picture. I love this picture because, again, like I said, it was just a happy accident that somebody sent it to my friend, and she's like, look in the corner, and it's us. She's next to me. That's why I put the tape over. But yeah, so there we are. By my outfit, I think this is the 14th, which is why I put that ticket there. But again, this is a hodgepodge of all the different, final bow shots. That one came out not too bad. That one came out a little fuzzy, but look how cute. Just so happy. So that will do it for my wrap up of the 4 nights at the Caesars Palace. in Las Vegas, 2005. I think if I were to go back through my videos, I think I've said 2011 a couple times. Don't ask me what's going on with me. I don't know. Funny story, and I'll totally go. But like just the other day, I was like, I'm gonna make coffee for my boyfriend. He doesn't care what coffee is. If it's brown and it's water, he'll drink it. I am fancy, and I like my ground beans, and I like a certain way. But he will drink just pot after pot of coffee. So I said to myself, I'm going to make him coffee, a new pot. And if he runs out and he wants mine, what I have left of the ground beans, he can have it. But I'll have this for later to have a cup. I won't need to make a new pot tomorrow. I'm like, oh, I'm so genius. I go to make the pot, put it in. I'm making dinner. I'm standing right there in the kitchen. And then I turn around. I haven't left the kitchen or anything like that. And the pot is completely overflowing. I left the half pot in there. I didn't put the new pot. I left the half pot. So it's mixed coffee. And it's all going over, and I just in my head I was like, oh, I'm going to do this great thing, and no, completely buggered all up. So yeah, that's a little insight for free. There you go. So I joked to my boyfriend, I'm like, I must have shrapnel in my freaking head or something, because I just don't understand sometimes why I do and say the things that I do. So I'm going to chalk it up to old age and just roll with it. So you roll with it. You smile and nod. You'd be like, that's just Anita. I hope you enjoyed my videos and my little ending rant there. I just thought it was funny. Sorry if it wasn't. And I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I really liked sharing this and telling you, what happened. I was a little worried it was boring. And, one person, bless your heart, who always comments on my videos. I'm just so grateful that somebody did enjoy it and didn't find it boring. It is funny when I come to the point of how much I'm reliving it. It's just, I put the pictures together and I'm thinking about it. And then I'm telling you on a video, and I don't, write this down or anything like that. I just turn on the video and just what comes out, what, is on top of my head, which may be part of the problem. And, because I just want it to be fresh and real, whatever I'm reviewing an old picture from 1977 or something that happened in 2005. So that's what it is, but it's been really fun to talk about. So thank you so much for joining me. And again, we have, some special pictures coming up from the concerts that I went to in June and July of the same year. Lots of Stevie shows. So those are coming up next, plus some other bric-a-brac stuff still in 2005. So come back and join me. Thank you for being here tonight, and everybody have a great night. Bye.